नमस्कार, आदाब, सत श्री अकाल। मैं आपकी होस्ट और दोस्त नीलम मित्तल इस ट्रोइका शो में आप सभी का स्वागत करती हूँ। आज हम अपने शो के माध्यम से आर्किटेक्चर की दुनिया की ओर रुख करेंगे, लेकिन उससे पहले मैं कुछ पंक्तियां बोलना चाहूंगी। पहले खुद से कहो कि तुम क्या बनोगे और फिर वो करो जो तुम्हें करना है। प्रेरणा और प्रतिभा एक ही है, कल्पना की शक्ति ही हमें अनंत बनाती है। ऐसी कल्पनाओं के माध्यम से जिसने जयपुर के आर्किटेक्चर को विश्व स्तरीय पहचान दिलाई है, ऐसे ही एक एंटरप्रेन्योर को आपके समक्ष लाए हैं, जिन्होंने अपनी मेहनत और नई सोच से कई आयाम हासिल किए हैं। इस शो की शुरुआत करने से पहले मैं इंट्रोड्यूस करवाना चाहूंगी इस ट्रोइका शो की टीम से। मिस्टर मोनू जैन, ही इज इनटू डिजिटल मार्केटिंग।
हाय, नमस्ते।
डॉक्टर दिव्य रूप रॉय, जो एक पेशे से ऑर्थोडोंटिस्ट हैं।
हेलो एवरीवन, नमस्कार।
And we bring you to the TROIKA Show.
आज हमारे साथ हैं जयपुर शहर की ही नहीं बल्कि विश्व प्रसिद्ध एक ऐसी शख्सियत जिन्होंने वास्तुकला यानी आर्किटेक्चर की दुनिया को एक नया आयाम दिलाया है और कई ऐसी इमारतों का निर्माण किया है जो अनोखी और दुर्लभ हैं। इन्हें आर्किटेक्चर की दुनिया में शहंशाह के नाम से भी जाना जाता है और इन्हें कई प्रेस्टिजियस अवार्ड से भी नवाजा गया है। He is a designer who can transform your city, develop beautiful buildings, and evolve creative interiors. I present to you the world-famous architect, Mr. ANOOP BARTARIA.
Namaskar. I first of all thank your very energetic team and your TROIKA Show, which is doing some wonderful event like this in which we can express and share our views with the global community. And I'm really impressed with the energy level which you all are talking. I hope I'll be able to match with that and share my views about it. And good work to begin with. Let's see how the session goes.
Thank you so much, sir, for being with us. तो शो की शुरुआत करते हैं। आपको आर्किटेक्चर की ओर आने की प्रेरणा कहां से मिली? अपनी एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप जर्नी के बारे में कुछ बताएं।
See, basically, I started my career as a civil engineer, and I did my expertise into structural designing and all that. But I had right from my childhood a very creative bent of mind. As people say, so creativity is never ending, it always keeps on improving. So, but create something new shifted me from the structural engineering aspect to an architectural engineering aspect. So I developed and read the expertise about architecture and started my career into architectural field. प्रेरणा के लिए तो मैं सिर्फ इतना सा ही कहूंगा कि एक मन में उत्साह था कि कुछ नया करें और जो आज है उससे कुछ बेहतर बनाएं. I was one of the toppers in MNIT, and in my final year I was so involved into designing that I used to actually do, as a student I started designing buildings. So even in the final year, when I used to get out of my class, I had to go to some of my clients. That was the beginning, and that gave me a very interesting love towards this field, that when people recognize your art, you get the energy to perform. I started teaching in MNIT for my earlier part, and then I started an enterprise known as Sincere Architects. My biggest enterprise skill was tested when I dreamt of creating my own project, and I promoted World Trade Park. And in Jaipur at that time, 15-20 crore rupee project was a big project, and I dreamt of a project which was 500 crores plus at that time, which finally went to 750 crores. So I think that was my biggest test of entrepreneurship. And that entrepreneurship was put to a lot of skill management, creative skills, and how I could muster my own thought process to get to the result, which what you all can see today. So my enterprise is divided into two: one as an architect and one as promoting World Trade Park.
वंडरफुल सर, वंडरफुल. सो आपने अभी एक प्रोजेक्ट के बारे में बताया. क्या ये आपका सबसे बेहतरीन प्रोजेक्ट है? और आपने एक कोई बेहतरीन प्रोजेक्ट के बारे में हमें बताएं, और इसे सक्सेसफुल करने के लिए आपने क्या-क्या किया, उसके बारे में कुछ बताएं प्लीज.
I would say yes, World Trade Park is one of the good, satisfying projects because I've done many projects. So I won't say कि ये सबसे बेहतरीन होगा. हाँ, लोगों की नजर में है, but for me, even Amar Jawan Jyoti is equally good and as important as World Trade Park. The Jawahar Circle Gate is as important. The beautification of city of Jaipur is equally important. But I would at the moment rate Amritsar, the development of heritage Amritsar, which I did in the Golden Temple, and how I changed Amritsar. That is one of the projects which I consider was challenging, and it has given a new set of thought to the people of India. And I created an example that how our cities can actually change, because our city facades and architecture has been spoiled for pretty long time due to ill effects of urbanization. But how I could restore the heritage and create an environment which seems to be very aesthetic and systematic, like people, and that I did in 300 days. So I would rate it as one of the projects which created an example for our country. That's how our cities can change and how an architectural contribution can make our country proud.
सर, अभी आपने अमृतसर के बारे में बताया, तो इसमें क्या-क्या चैलेंजेस आए आपको, और आपने क्या-क्या किया इसको सक्सेसफुल बनाने के लिए?
देखिए, ये एक ऐसा प्रोजेक्ट था जहां पिछले 200-250 साल से लोग उस स्ट्रीट पे रह रहे थे. उनके पुराने मकान बने हुए थे. कभी शुरुआत जब हुई थी तो बहुत अच्छा हेरिटेज आर्किटेक्चर था, लेकिन इन सालों में कॉमर्शियल नीड्स के साथ साथ वो आर्किटेक्चर बिगड़ता गया. तो मेरे लिए सबसे बड़ा चैलेंज था जब मैं सबसे पहले वहां गया गोल्डन टेम्पल, तो इट वाज केप्ट वेरी वेल. बट जैसे ही उससे बाहर आया तो आई फेल्ट इट वाज वेरी शैबी, and the street facades were spoiled, and there were 170 plus private owners on the street. तो मुझे उन सबको मोटिवेट करना था कि मैं आपका बिल्डिंग की शक्ल बदलने जा रहा हूं, जिससे इस शहर का लुक अच्छा हो जाए. मैं ये सिस्टम्स चेंज कर रहा हूं, मैं यहाँ पे ट्रैफिक बंद कर रहा हूं, मैं यहाँ पे ये नए रूल्स बना रहा हूं. तो टू कन्विंस द पीपल देयर, I had a big support of the Punjab government, especially Mr. Sukhbir Badal, and we could do it. It was a very challenging job because it involved, normally when you do a project in architecture, there is a client, he spends money, you design, and you get it done. Here, the government was my client, one client. More than 180 clients were there. So I had to convince everybody, make an impression on them that what I'm doing would actually do benefit to them and change the city, which I was finally successful. So that was one big challenge, and that is why. And I could do justice to the religious values. I can do justice to the local heritage architecture of that place.
Thank you so much for sharing such a wonderful insight on that. So next question पे चलते हैं. एंटरप्रेन्योर जर्नी में सक्सेसफुल होने के लिए और सस्टेन करने के लिए हम सब में पहले से क्या होना चाहिए और क्या सीखना चाहिए? आपकी ओर से हमारे एंटरप्रेन्योर्स के लिए कुछ ट्रिक्स एंड ट्रेड्स शेयर करें तो दैट वुड बी ग्रेट.
See, the biggest thing is, आज का जो एंटरप्रेन्योर है वो शुरुआत में ही अंत ढूंढ लेता है, which is, I'm making a very important statement. People should know how to wait for results. People should have that resilience within themselves and that patience to actually see their hard work being converted into results. If things have to sustain for long, they will also take some time to be converting themselves into fruitful results. We need to have a sort of a very combined process, which I define as my policy in 4 P's. One is perseverance. So perseverance is the most important thing, that you should keep on doing your job till you achieve success. Second is perfection. You have to try and achieve perfection on whatever you're doing. Third is prioritization. So you need to do what you are doing at this moment is right or not. Entrepreneurs should know the art of doing an act, what is most important at that moment. So timing and priority is very important. And the fourth P, which I believe in strongly, this is my model of 4P model, which I even talk to my staff many a times, is passion. Every entrepreneur should be passionate about what he's doing. So it's passion, perseverance, perfection, and priority. All these 4Ps combined together makes a sustainable entrepreneurship. With perseverance comes your resilience to wait for results.
वेरी ट्रू सर, वेरी ट्रू. आपने बहुत ही सिंपल और क्लियर शब्दों में एंटरप्रेन्योर्स को समझाया. थैंक यू सो मच. सो अब थोड़ा और आर्किटेक्चर की ओर रुख करते हैं, एंड आई वुड लाइक टू इनवाइट मिस नीलम मित्तल.
थैंक यू डॉक्टर दिव्य रॉय. अनूप सर, इंडिया में आर्किटेक्चर करीबन काफी साल, लाखों साल पुराना है और विश्व के सभी आर्किटेक्चरल स्टाइल्स की झलकियां इसमें देखने को मिलती है. तो आपके डिजाइन में इनका कितना फ्यूजन होता है?
As for me, architecture is an answer to the aspirations of people. How do they change their lifestyles?
Right.
And slowly that aspirations, when it is converted into reality, become a character. For example, in this journey, as you are saying, India has a long history of architecture. True. 2,300 years ago, during the Ashokan age, you have seen the Sarnath, the Stupa, the Ashok Stambh and all. We had various changes came. Mauryan period, we had different architecture. In the later half, in the century 500 AD to 1000 AD, we had more religious architecture, which was more based on temple architecture. Then the invasion of Islam and the Mughal architecture coming to India, we got some beautiful structures like domes and arches. So character gets built on by various cultural styles merging in. Architecture is nothing but a reflection of the culture what we are. So what happens is, when various cultures combine together, you create something new. For example, if you see the city of Jaipur, it has a huge influence of Mughal architecture. And so if you see Agra, it has a huge influence of Jaipur architecture. So it's a merging and confluence of culture which takes place, and historical events govern that. And slowly these historical events becomes into the physical form, which is known as the architecture of the place. And that becomes the character of a place. But there comes the need of actually lifestyle challenges. So modernity is a continuous process. It cannot be, when Hawa Mahal was built, it was a modern structure. Now we call it heritage. Today what we are building would be heritage structures maybe 100 years down the lane. New materials have been evolved. New things have come up. So material input, cultural input, lifestyle aspirations, all these combine and become a fusion of architecture. For me, the function of the building should be the language of the architecture. Without naming whether it is a hospital, by seeing the building, you should feel that this is a hospital. If it is a temple, it should look like a temple. If I create a modern glass building and I call it a temple, I might not do justice to it. So the functional and aspirations both combine, and that's how fusion takes place.
I must say, great knowledge, superb experience. Well said, sir. Well said. Sir, next is entrepreneurs में आपकी family life को कैसे affect किया? Like might be in your journey, entrepreneurship journey.
Yeah, this is a creative field, and creative field requires long hours of working. So I would say my family life was very much compromised for the time which I used to give it. I do not hesitate to say that. But during that course, I learned one very important thing is giving quality time. Suppose I'm there for 1 hour with my family, that 1 hour I decided to be the best quality. My wife, Ruchi, she supported me by letting me do a lot of hard work. But whatever 1 hour or 2 hours we are together, I would like it to be the best.
फैंटास्टिक सर, फैंटास्टिक। तो हाँ, टाइम और थॉट्स को कैसे मैक्सिमम यूटिलाइज करना है, ये आपसे बेटर कोई एक्सप्लेनेशन दे ही नहीं सकता था। सर, ऐसा कोई प्रोजेक्ट जिसमें फैमिली ने कहा वाह अनूप वाह, ये तुम्हारे अलावा कोई कर ही नहीं सकता था, ऐसा समथिंग कोई भी आपका प्रोजेक्ट आपकी जर्नी का?
I would be really thankful to my family for 2 reasons: that they seldom appreciate me, because they know my capacity.
Oh, yeah.
And I am still waiting for Vah Anup Vah.
Okay.
And the day it will be Vah Anup Vah, probably it's a long journey.
अच्छा, मुझे नहीं पता सर आपकी फैमिली कितना बोलेगी, बट यस ऑफ कोर्स पूरा जयपुर वर्ल्ड ट्रेड पार्क को डेफिनेटली देख के बोलता है वाह अनूप सर वाह क्या बनाया है। सो सर चलते हैं हम अपने नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन की तरफ। ग्रीन बिल्डिंग कॉन्सेप्ट क्या है, करंट सिनेरियो में कितना यूजफुल है और कितना अप्लाई करना चाहिए एक सक्सेसफुल आर्किटेक्ट को?
See, whatever we do in life, we have to be environmentally conscious. If you are not environmentally conscious, if you are not taking care of green buildings, now green buildings is a very wide definition. There are certain rules, there are certain regulations, there are green certifications, there are certain norms which have been put up. People try and adhere to those norms. More so, they want to have the certifications. But for me, I try and implement one thing, that it should go through your heart. If you are conscious towards your earth, that's why I created WTP Earth Care Foundation. You love your mother, you love your wife, you love your children, start loving your earth. So that's one important thing. So green buildings are very relevant. Green buildings are going to be the future. Our future depends on that. But let us not fool around the world by just getting certifications. And green building, जितना आप reduce करेंगे, for example, natural light use करिए, आपके ventilation systems को eco-friendly करिए, आपको दिन में light ना खोलनी पड़े, you are giving back something to earth. So I designed, I first conceived, it is 1994, one of my interviews on Doordarshan. I had conceived a building in which I thought of cladding the solar panels on the wall of the outside cladding, in which even the solar panels were during production stage. So we try and experiment new thing. I'm doing such a building in Kota at the moment. I'm also doing some hospitals with solar panel cladding now. And net zero building is my target. Suppose you are having a building or a residence, how I can create in which you don't have to even take an electrical connection. Create your own electricity, be a micro level manager, do your own green environment within yourself. Don't depend on the government or don't depend on a larger society to contribute to green. If every micro level participation happens, we'll change the world.
राइटली सेड सर, जिनकी आर्किटेक्चरल की सत्ता ऐसे प्रेशियस आर्किटेक्ट के पास हो, ग्रीन बिल्डिंग का कॉन्सेप्ट ऑटोमेटिकली आता है। सो अब चलते हैं कुछ पुरानी यादों की, कुछ बचपन की शरारतों की तरफ, जहां झूठ बोलते थे फिर भी कितने सच्चे थे हम। ये उन दिनों की बात है जब हम बच्चे थे। सो टू यू मोनू जैन।
तो अब स्टार्ट करते हैं हम अपने बचपन की जुड़ी हुई बातों से। पहला सवाल है, ऐसा कौन था जिसने बचपन में आपके दिमाग में एक छाप छोड़ दी हो? Basically, who had inspired you and who was your superhero as a child?
I think my father and my mother both.
Both.
Because my father was a very a policeman with a huge amount of discipline and high ideals which he used to carry in his life. My mother was very creative. So I would say both of them built my personality.
So you got your creativity from your mother?
Yeah, my mother was a All India radio artist. She was very articulate in doing things. She was a drama artist and she always used to think creatively. So probably yes.
Super. So next question goes, कुछ ऐसी शरारतें जो आपके दिलो दिमाग में रह गई हो, मतलब कि अपने खूब डांट खाई हो या मार खाई हो, और कितनी बार अपन निकल भी जाते हैं, मार खाने से बच जाते हैं, ऐसी कोई शरारतें बताइए आपकी प्लीज.
Since I was probably in third or fourth standard, and I still remember in Udaipur, there is the DIG's house was at a hill, and our car was standing in front of that residence. The police residence was there, and it was parked there. And I was with some of my friends, and I was trying to show off that I know the driving. And I did some gear changes. And because the car was on a slope, and I made it into neutral, thinking that I've done some great job, and I walked off. And finally, the car went down into the hill and landed in some pit.
Wow.
And it was our personal car. But nobody knew I did that. So,
तो बच
and
के
then
निकल
when I
गए आप.
later on told कि ये तो हम लोगों ने बच्चों ने मिलके किया था, तो वो शरारत थी जो किसी तरह से बच के निकल गए थे.
सुपर सर, सुपर. बचपन में जो ख्वाब देखे थे आपने, तो क्या वो हकीकत में बदले या फिर वो ख्वाब ही बदल गए?
ख्वाब रोज बदलते हैं. जिंदगी में कुछ भी स्थिर नहीं है. मेरी एक कविता है, जहां सब कुछ हो अस्थिर, वहां आपकी इच्छाओं का क्या है मोल, अगले पड़ाव पर वह भी बदल जाएंगी.
वाह वाह.
हार जीत के इस खेल में मैंने इच्छाओं को भूलना सीख लिया, मैंने जीना सीख लिया. इस वन का कविता है मेरी एक. तो ख्वाब रोज बदलते हैं, और ख्वाब वो क्या जो स्टैटिक हो जाए. ख्वाब तो एक ड्रीम है जो रोज ही बदलनी चाहिए. अगर वो रोज नहीं बदल रही है तो फिर वो ख्वाब नहीं, और उसका बदलना ही उस ख्वाब की पराकाष्ठा है. तो हमारी सबकी यही मेहनत रहती है, हम रोज नया ड्रीम करें और अच्छा ड्रीम करें. और ख्वाब रोज बदलते हैं. ऐसा कोई ख्वाब नहीं है जो मैंने देखा और वो पूरा हो गया, और जब तक वो पूरा होता है तब तक मेरा दूसरा ख्वाब शुरू हो जाता है. तो इसलिए मैं ये कह नहीं सकता. इट इज अ जर्नी, इट इज नॉट अ डेस्टिनेशन.
सुपर सर, व्हाट एन इंस्पायरिंग थॉट. थैंक यू. अगले सवाल की ओर चलते हैं. अगर आपको वापस अपने करियर की शुरुआत करनी पड़े, तो कुछ ऐसी चीज जो आप डिफरेंटली करना चाहेंगे इस बार?
Yes, I would like to be more time managed. When I look back, I feel that probably I was not a very good time manager of myself. So the day I will, if I'm given the chance to start, it's very difficult to imagine if you start again. Because normally it's, people may get taking some show off कि भाई हमने ये किया वो किया. आदमी सिर्फ मेहनत करता है, आगे बढ़ना उसके हाथ में नहीं होता.
Exactly.
तो मुझे आज अगर वो जर्नी पे पीछे वापस देखना पड़े और वापस शुरू करना पड़े, तो सबसे पहले तो मैं डर जाऊंगा कि पता नहीं जो मैंने किया वो कर भी पाऊंगा नहीं.
सो ट्रू. सर आगे चलते हैं सर. लास्ट क्वेश्चन मेरी उसमें भाग में, आपके बचपन की फेवरेट मेमोरी बताइए सर हमारे.
I used to sketch a lot in my childhood, and I used to make portraits of some people. Then I used to do so. My memory is my sketching, which I used to do, which still lives with me as dear to me today. So I think that is one thing. And my sister's, the trouble which I used to give her, and I was younger to her, but I used to try and teach her as if I am her teacher. But fine, I learned a lot from her also. So बचपन की बहुत सी यादें. आई कांट पिन पॉइंट अ सिंगल वन.
अमेजिंग सर, आपके बचपन की बातों को जानकर हमें बहुत अच्छा लगा. अब आगे चलते हैं अपने रैपिड फायर राउंड की ओर, और मैं बुलाना चाहूंगा मेरे दोनों साथियों को स्क्रीन पे.
So Anoop sir, this is a rapid fire round. Okay. So before that, sir, do you laugh?
I do sometimes quietly.
So sir, keep a big smile on this show. This is a rapid fire round actually, or you'll give your answer in a one word or might be a one sentence. So sir, your first job.
My first job was teaching in MNIT as associate professor in and contributing in structures and architecture there. That was my first job.
Your first boss.
My first boss was Professor Tanwani.
Your first project in your life.
My professional career, I would say, it was Autolite India Limited, and there was a factory which was being established, and I was designing it, creating some good industrial facilities to General Motors standards, US.
Okay. Your first disappointment.
First disappointment. I've never been disappointed. I don't want to be disappointed because every failure has taught me something. I always try and get something out of my failure.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Your biggest achievement.
Yet to come.
Your favorite song?
My favorite
Song.
My song is from Kishore Kumar. आज चल के तुझे मैं लेके चलूं एक ऐसे गगन के तले. That's my favorite song.
Fantastic. Monu.
Yeah. So moving on, the most challenging project for you.
For a creative person, every line which he draws is a challenge. And I always thank God to give me problems because I get the opportunities to solve them and grow and create something better. So in my challenging projects, I can name few of them rather than the most. World Trade Park is one, Amritsar is one, urban development of various cities. I'm doing Bangalore, the Mysore KRS Dem garden, Vrindavan Gardens, as you all know it. That was one of the very challenging projects. And many, every project is challenging.
A piece of advice to all the upcoming architects in one line, sir.
Be very quality conscious, be a perfectionist, and really work hard.
So where do you see yourself 5 years from now, sir?
I think I see myself as more enlightened than what I am today. And I see myself improving my skills. I don't have any datum bars or some ladders which I have to climb. I don't put those milestones in my life. I only do, every day I start as if I'm zero. I start my every day as if I'm starting my career today. So 5 years down the lane also, God help me that I keep the same feelings on.
So one thing you would like to change about yourself, sir?
I'll be less impatient.
Wonderful answer, sir. So last part of the rapid fire, your greatest fear.
My greatest fear is, if you allow me a minute of time in that, I'll just give you a small story. There was a beautiful sculpturist who used to create wonderful sculptures and used to feel very happy about it because people used to come and appreciate it. One day, he created one of his best sculpture and creation, and people came and really appreciated, but that fellow was crying. So people ask me, every time we used to appreciate you, used to be very happy. Why are you crying today? So he said, I'm not able to find faults in my work. So my greatest fear is my strength to find faults in my work should always be there.
Great answer.
Because God has given that power to everyone to improve its own self. So I should never be devoid of that energy to find faults in myself. That's my greatest fear.
Superb, sir. Superb.
Superb answer. So two similar questions. One thing you like about your field and one thing you hate about your field.
One thing I like about my field is the most creative field, and you dream and you can create. So that's the biggest strength. I always say civil engineers, architects are messengers of gods, because anything created in nature, either it is created by nature on earth or it is created by architects and civil engineers which remain as physical presence. So that's my biggest salute to my profession. The biggest fear which I have from my profession is, or which I hate in my profession is, we waste a lot of paper. And we are not that eco-friendly on our tables because we have to scribble a lot of stationery, and the amount of paper which I eat every day is huge. So there, I'm creating a green building, but I'm wasting a lot of paper.
Yes.
Right. So next question. One thing that you would change about architecture field in India?
Get over the fear of experimentation. Architectural field in India has been very conventional. And one thing which I will like this field to change is to have the power to experiment everything new without having a fear of it being failing. So we will be able to create marvels only when we experiment new things. We have to cross the horizons. As Bernard Shaw told once, that world progresses not because of a wise man, it progresses because of a madman. Because a madman will reach the status of paranoia and start experimenting something which people have not done. So, and a wise man will bend to the rules of the convention. So, architectural field in India, to explore its creativity, should break the rules, experiment new things without having a fear to fail.
Wonderful. Superb answer. So your favorite architectural structure in India?
I don't have to say mine structure, no?
You can.
I'm in love with World Trade Park, no doubt in it. But at the moment, the most Instagram thing is the Jaipur Jawahar Circle Patrika Gate. But in India, I would say buildings like Victoria Memorial, Calcutta. And I don't shy of saying that Taj Mahal is another architectural marvel. It has a very huge power of symmetry and balance.
Very true. Very true. And I think we all love World Trade Park. So there's
Thank
no
you.
harm.
Thank you.
So last question. One iconic building in the world which is an architectural masterpiece according to you?
I'm impressed with the Spanish building by Anthony Gaudi, which is the Sagrada Familia. It's a building which he started in 1905 and still under construction. And that's one good iconic structures in architectural field on a global field. But that doesn't belittle many other very good architectural icons in the world. You have to think in a particular direction and you'll find a new icon.
Great, sir. Great, sir. कुछ questions में आप काफी diplomatic थे, but still I would say it was wonderful rapid fire round. और कुछ शब्दों में एक entrepreneur कैसे answer देता है, ये आपसे better और कोई कर नहीं सकता था. So it was a wonderful round. So अब हम
Thank
चलते
you.
हैं finale की ओर और हम तीनों आपसे एक question, last question और पूछेंगे. The biggest life lesson and architectural lesson.
My biggest life lesson is be selfless. And that's what my character is. And I always aspired to be that. So the basic fundamental philosophy of my life is being selfless. And selfless is the step to purity, and purity is the step to creativity. So that's my life lesson. And from this life lesson evolves the architectural lesson. If you are pure, your creative will be natural. Never be artificial. If you are natural, you will create something good. The moment you become artificial, you'll never be able to create a wonder.
Beautiful, sir. That's a wonderful answer. So next question will be from Monu. Go ahead.
सर पोस्ट लॉकडाउन अपन बहुत ज़्यादा सुन रहे हैं कि ये एंटरप्रेन्योर डिप्रेशन में चला गया, वो एंटरप्रेन्योर डिप्रेशन में चला गया, उनके लिए आप कोई मैसेज देना चाहते हैं सर?
Yeah, the basic definition of entrepreneur is to find ways out into the present conditions. Enterprise itself means that how we can evolve a new thought process. So if this COVID is there, entrepreneur means it will evolve something new. People will start changing the rules of their business. People will start changing the targets which they have set for themselves. People will start changing their probably even what business they are doing. They can even change those businesses. So life is an ongoing process. An enterprise requires to change with the changing processes of life. So biggest definition of enterprises is flexibility and the power to undo what you have done and redo what you want to do. So you have the power to undo. So depression and all are, I think they are state of mind. And if somebody is motivated, be prepared to lose everything in life and start every day fresh. I think
So true.
don't be in love, don't be in attachment with anything. And that's the foremost requirement of an entrepreneur.
So well said, sir. So well said. Thank you.
सर इसके अंत में हम आप स्टूडेंट्स और अपकमिंग आर्किटेक्ट्स जो उभरते हुए आर्किटेक्ट्स हैं उनके लिए क्या मैसेज देना चाहेंगे?
See, my biggest communication to all the upcoming generation in the field of architecture is, as I told, be very natural. And your natural creativity should come out. At the same time, architecture is not about just drawings. It is a full, because you have to represent the society, you should keep on reading a lot of things. I've seen architects who do not read about philosophy, history, science. An architect has to read comprehensively about all the dimensions of knowledge. And the most important thing is be pure and spiritually enlightened. Your spiritual power will come out onto your pencil and be on the paper to create a better architect.
थैंक यू सो मच अनूप सर. आपसे बात करके आज ये जरूर समझ आ गया कि एक सक्सेसफुल एंटरप्रेन्योर्स की जर्नी आसान नहीं होती है. उसे बहुत से अंगारों से होकर गुजरना पड़ता है, तब जाकर वो एक बेहतरीन इमारतों का निर्माण कर पाता है. आपसे बात करके बहुत अच्छा लगा और हमारा मानना है कि आपकी इस एंटरप्रेन्योर जर्नी से हमारे दर्शकों को बहुत कुछ सीखने को मिला होगा. थैंक यू सो मच सर.
Thank you very much. And I'm very happy that you are from different fields and you are doing such an innovative job. So my congratulations to you and your team. And it's something very, your contribution is really valuable.
Thank you for joining us, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah.
Thank you.